There will be 2 Hall of Fame entries in the teams category for 2018. The first team to be inducted is the 1953 Toronto Central Y Estonians. Volleyball, which originated in New England in 1895, never gained much traction in Canada. But after World War I, when it was introduced to Europeans by American troops, it was rapidly adopted and soon became a top-played sport in countries like Estonia and Latvia. Before World War II, volleyball was just a recreational game played at the local YMCA. But fanned by the interest of the many new Canadians from Europe, it steadily gained popularity during the 1950s. European players brought a new style of play, and with increased immigration, the game of volleyball was reintroduced to the Canadian market. After World War II, many young Estonian men who had learned to play volleyball in prisoner of war camps immigrated to Toronto. So many, in fact, that the YMCA needed to create 2 teams, an A team and a B team. In 1950, the A team started playing in the Ontario Volleyball Association League. The young Estonians dominated the local Ontario teams that were made up mostly of older men who were still learning the game. The young, new Canadians dominated the game and brought a new attitude of competition to the sport. They played the game very seriously and were responsible for competitive volleyball receiving more emphasis across Canada. In 14 years, from 1950 to 1964, the Toronto Central Y Estonian team won 11 provincial and national titles. The team's leadership was one of a kind. Manager Arvo Titus, an OVA Hall of Famer who helped to form the Canadian Volleyball Association and created the first rulebook in the country, was responsible for getting the men together at the YMCA to play. Along with coach Don McGregor, another 2018 Hall of Fame inductee, the roster was rounded out by Eino Roos, Esko Luksep, White Marupui, Ved Tark, Heino Pape, Uno Sora, Anst Aug, and Lembit Edma. The most experienced player in the team was Anst Aug, who was the champion of the United States in Geislingen in the German refugee camp. When the team initially started, they played a 3-and-3 system, but soon transitioned to a 4-2 system, which was more common in Canada. Luksep and Edma were the setters, and the rest were strikers. In addition to having more experience in the sport, the team's success was driven by their passion and dedication as they trained 3 nights per week, much more than other teams at the time. Also, in 1953, the Central Y Estonians invited the 6-time North American champions Chicago YMCA to Toronto to play. They were classic underdogs going into the match, but in front of a crowd of over 600 people that lined the walls of the gymnasium and the overhead running track, the Central Y men's team was triumphant in beating the Americans. The OVA is proud to add this historic team to its Hall of Fame's inaugural class of inductees.
I am Ants Aug from the 1953 Central Y Estonians provincial and national championship team. I am thankful for Canada to give me opportunity to play a team. Thank you.